For the past few years, I've been committed to leaning into a slow living lifestyle. For those of you that aren't familiar, slow living is essentially living life at a pace that feels right for you, rather than a pace that society has set for you. People often assume that slow living means not doing anything or always doing things at a really slow pace. But it's just called slow living because it requires you to pause and listen to your body, mind, heart, and soul, which is a practice that we're often expected to ignore in this fast-paced world. I think it's important to acknowledge that not everyone has the privilege to completely immerse themselves in a slow living lifestyle, but I do believe that we have the power to engage with some parts of slow living if it speaks to us. While living on the farm for the month of July, I found myself deeply immersed in slow living. So much of farm life is responding to what comes up that day, like the one time the sheep we were supposed to butcher escaped and we had to herd it back to its pen. Okay, so we're currently trying to get that sheep into there. Rachel is point person there, Sally is point person there, and I am point person here. The sheep has already escaped to Sally, come here. Sally's gone. This guy. Okay, it's my turn now. I have to do my job. Good job! Yeah! Go, Sally! Just kidding. The plan did not work. It did not work. It made me realize how possible it is to build a life around what you need every day, rather than having your needs be determined by what life allows you. Today, I want to share some of the slow living practices I engaged with while on the farm. Having recently lived through my mom's death, my days often feel heavier than I can hold. I found that journaling helps me let go of the weight of my past. Writing down my thoughts and feelings help release them from my heart onto the page, and suddenly I don't feel as constricted by them. I still think about the day I got the call that my mom died, but it feels more like a memory rather than a present moment. And I still feel lonely knowing that my mom doesn't physically exist in the same world as me, but I know that I'm not entirely alone in this world. A little closer. Come on. Go say hi. Just hold your hand out to his nose. Because my grief takes up so much of my energy, I don't have as much physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual capacity for others. So I've learned to nurture relationships at a pace that feels right for me. When I'm with someone, I don't force myself to initiate conversation, and sometimes I just listen. I often don't have the capacity to see someone or even talk to them over the phone, so now I write letters or spend hours thinking about them and hope that they feel my love from afar.
The laptop. See? Fix it with that.
Bro. Since my mom died, I feel like I've been running on emergency battery, and the farm was a wonderful time for me to recharge. For me, recharging looks like getting lots of rest and engaging in activities that make me feel energized. If I'm being honest, I haven't fully processed my mom's death. Just thinking about it makes my body feel like it's floating away from me. At times like this, returning to the present moment can be super helpful. Whenever the reality of my mom's death feels overwhelming, I pause and pay attention to what I can see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. I find it really grounding to check in with my senses. On the days that I felt cold at the farmhouse, Rachel would light up the fireplace. Sitting before the fire was such a beautiful way for me to stay grounded in the present moment.
Okay, so fires need three things. They need heat, fuel, cookies, and also oxygen, because that's four. And so what we're doing now is making sure this isn't packed in too tightly. Might take some of these boxes out, actually. So this is like just kind of old scrap paper and tissues and cardboard, and it makes really good fire starter. So then you kind of have to feed it little things first and then big things afterwards. So the paper will catch on really easily, and then we'll put in thin pieces of wood, and then we can build from there so it doesn't get too overwhelmed. Make sure it's well ventilated. Honestly, we don't have to make sure it's perfect because we're not like outdoors camping with only like 3 tiny pieces of wood. We've got a lot of space, so I feel pretty good about it. Oh, watch it not start immediately after I said that. Shit. It's an old matchbox, okay? It's the matchbox.
Sure. Blame it on the matchbox.
Ow!
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's a good matchbox. Start it off in a few different sections. The way that I usually like to do is just to do a little crisscross. Can wait for it just to kind of get going a little bit.
Taking time off work these past few months has given me time to process my grief and has also made space for me to engage with hobbies. I love taking time out of my day to read, listen to a new music album, or do some art. These moments add such creativity and adventure to my life, reminding me that magic still exists within me. Ever since my mom died, I find it incredibly hard to feel grateful about my days. So I don't have that expectation anymore. Instead, I ask myself if I'm grateful for single moments. During my time on the farm, I lived in a trailer and I couldn't help but notice how many purple flowers decided to grow right outside my door. Every time I saw these flowers, I felt grateful that the color purple existed, because it brought my mom so much joy when she was alive. Slow living has completely changed my life by allowing me to live more meaningfully, especially during times of burnout and now during times of grief. I hope that caring about my slow living practices give you ideas about how you can listen to your body, mind, heart, and soul and live life at a pace that feels right for you. Let me know in the comments below if one of the practices I shared today speaks to you.
Come on, Sally! She's scared of stairs, I forgot.
Oh. Bye, Sally. See you.
Come on, Sally. Do you want to come? Come on, puppy. You can go up the stairs, but you can't come down.
I'm pretty sure she's gone and slept upstairs.
She literally had to be carried down last time.
I will not be carrying her. So
No, you wouldn't be carrying her.
Just to make
Sally, come. Come here. Come on. You can do it.
Okay, let's encourage her.
Sally, come.
Come, Sally! Wow! Wow! Come, Sally!
Come on. Just walk her down the street. Come here, Whoopi. Oh, she's just